before 3:55. The right lane is closed with it. On the Edens coming in about 20 minutes. Delays outbound from the Kennedy Junction to Foster. 17 to drive the Lake Hook Road. On the Kennedy out, 18 to Montrose to save 2 in the Express. 32 to the airport and 42 to drive in from O'Hare into downtown. Eisenhower in at 55 minutes from the Jane Addams to the Jane Byrne. 33 in from Mannheim. Going out on 290. 30 to Mannheim. 48 to the Jane Addams.
WBBM.
Coming up in the next half hour on News Radio WBBM.
Cook County's top watchdog trains its eye on the office that handles the official records for some of the biggest moments in life and death. I'm political editor Jeff Buckles.
Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies are set to expire at midnight, raising health care costs for nearly 300,000 Cook County residents. Plus, the world is ringing in 2026, including Sydney, Australia. The latest just ahead from CBS News. WBBM Business, the Dow down 300 points, NASDAQ off 171, S&P 500 down 50 points. Now CBS News at 3 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Cammie McCormick. The New Year's celebrations have begun around the world. In Hong Kong, the celebrations muted there with no fireworks because of the recent deadly fire at an apartment tower. And in Sydney, after the attack at Bondi Beach, the worst in 30 years, CBS's Remy Inocencio reports.
As the world counts down to 2026, Sydney stood still for a minute's moment of silent remembrance, honoring 15 men, women, and children gunned down before a new year could begin.
It will be a chilly New Year celebration in the eastern part of the country. Ian Lee is in Syracuse, New York.
As Syracuse saw the most snow in a single day since 1946. They got a lot of new snowplow drivers here, so it's taken some time to clear these roads, and doesn't seem like they're quite done yet. In the last 48 hours, we got around 2 feet of snow. Well, they're expecting another 2 feet by the end of the week.
Rain is expected in California. That could make for a damp rose parade. The Department of Health and Human Services has frozen federal funding for child care programs in Minnesota due to what it says is alleged fraud, pointed out in a video by a conservative social media influencer. Reporter Jonah Kaplan.
CBS Minnesota visited that same licensed facility where we found about a dozen kids. The daycare's owner says this latest move is political.
What did I do? I'm just a typical human being who wants to live and do the right thing. I have kids to feed.
The Justice Department has expanded its review of documents in the Epstein case. Linda Kenyon has that.
The Department of Justice now says the number of documents related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein is 5.2 million. More than 400 attorneys are reviewing those documents, with the next anticipated release date expected around January 20th. The release of documents is already more than a week past the deadline mandated by law. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche has said redactions are necessary and they take time, but he indicates the files will be released. Some members of Congress have been considering whether to impeach Attorney General Pam Bondi because of the delays in releasing the files. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Russian drones attacked Ukraine overnight. Today, Russian President Vladimir Putin expressed confidence in a military victory. As the war nears its 4-year mark, he did not mention the ongoing peace negotiations. On Wall Street today, stocks finish lower. The Dow Jones Industrials off 300 points. This is CBS News.
Real crimes, real justice. Follow and listen to 48 Hours on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather. Happy New Year's Eve, New Year's wherever you're at, because there's some people that already have New Year's. I have family in Japan. They already have New Year's over there and in Australia. December 31st, 2025 is our last live broadcast of 2025. Hope you enjoy it. We'll see what happens. I might not go that long. I might go meet some people and have some food. So we're going to see how this goes. Hope you enjoy it, and let's listen to the news.
Sharply colder tonight. A low of 10. Bundle up if you're headed outside at all. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast. Your 2026 forecast coming up at 3:15. But first, our top story at 3. The Cook County Clerk's Office says it's already taking steps to improve service in one of its divisions after an investigation by the county's top government watchdog. The story from WBBM political editor Jeff Buchholz.
The county's inspector general says its focus on the clerk's vital records division was a response to what it calls numerous complaints about people not receiving birth, death, and marriage records they'd requested. Investigators say supervisors told them the office had been forced to pull people from other areas to help handle a surge in requests, in part because of real ID requirements.
This guy doing?
Workers were also being offered
This dude's doing a 3-point turn, man. What you doing, bro? Look at that 3-point turn in the middle of a road, man. What is that, dude? Man, you're a fucking jagoff, dude. What a fucking jagoff that guy is. What a fucking creep. Fuck that dude, man. Why are you fucking doing shit like that? Go around the block. The fuck was that? That's third world drivers. They don't care. We talked about this yesterday. I'm not trying to be nice at the last day of the year, but I have to say that. That's outrageous to do that. Go around the block. Go but where there's a intersection or something where you can do a 3-point turn. Don't be blocking the whole road, man. Hey, what's up? All right, we're going to try to stay nice.
And still, there is no agreement on whether to extend them. Board President Tony Preckwinkle says the county's health system is preparing to see patients who may let their coverage lapse and put off needed health care visits until issues become urgent.
Through careful budgeting, operating discipline, and strategic partnerships, we're positioning Cook County Health to absorb increased demand while maintaining quality and fiscal responsibility.
She says 300,000 people in Cook County have health insurance through the ACA marketplaces. 90% of those people take advantage of the incentives that are going to expire. Well, bad news for Illinois' minimum wage workers. They will not see more money in their paychecks next year.
Under provisions of a law passed in 2019, the state's minimum wage had increased by $1 per year from 2020 through 2025, culminating with the current wage of $15 per hour, which went into effect on January 1st of 2025. This means in 2026, the minimum wage will remain at $15 an hour for workers age 18 and older, with the tipped minimum wage staying at $9 per hour. That does not apply in the city of Chicago, where the minimum wage increases each July 1st. Carolina Garibay, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
Man in the hospital this afternoon after he was shot in broad daylight on the west side. It happened just after 11 this morning. A 30-year-old man, police say, was standing on the street when a black car drove up and opened fire. The man was hit multiple times. He was last reported in critical condition at this hour. Police say no one is in custody. And a man was beaten and robbed inside the Bally's casino in River North this week.
Chicago police say it happened at around 2 a.m. Monday near Wabash and Ohio. A 25-year-old man was approached by two men who beat him and took his belongings before taking off. The department does not identify businesses by name, but CWB Chicago reports it was the casino in the Old Medina Temple, and the victim is an employee. The assault happened inside a bathroom, and the attackers allegedly took the man's silver and gold Rolex along with a heated jacket. Police say the victim did not require medical treatment. We have reached out to Bally's for comment. Nancy Hardy, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
And whether your New Year's Eve plans involve bar hopping, going to a restaurant, seeing some fireworks, one company wants to help you get around all night long. And for another year, the Molson Coors Free Riders program will cover all CTA riders. Trips will be free starting at 10 tonight through 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. If you are traveling outside the window, CTA says there's still an opportunity to save money by purchasing an unlimited rides pass. 3:08, we're talking travel, traffic, and weather together.
So what did we hear? Somebody was robbed inside the Bally's, and we just heard another West Side shooting. There you go. That's how we're ending the year, right? The last day of the year, we have a robbery inside of our tourist attraction, the Bally's, and we have a guy getting shot in a drive-by on the west side. And the main thing on the west side, what did I show you yesterday? Forget the trap house, the drugs, and all those creep dopers that threaten me. Those are, we'll handle that as we go, right? The main thing is they don't even understand that they work for the government. Every drug dealer is a narc. A drug dealer is a government agent. Because all the things they have, the guns, the money, the housing, whatever they do, is all supplied by the government. Drug dealers are government agents. It's a tax. Everybody knows this. This has been written about for hundreds of years. Drugs, gambling, alcohol, cigarettes, prostitution, all of those are taxes. They're taxes on vices. Taxes that most societies don't want to tax because it looks dirty, right? So what they do is they let drug dealers collect the money, right? That's how they do it, right? Most drug dealers work with cash, right? You don't do electronics transactions. And people don't understand that concept. Drug dealers are government agents. They're narcs. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. If you think the government don't know who's dealing drugs, then you're silly. You're silly. Not in the age of 2025. Every drug dealer is a narc. They are harming their own society. They're harming their own culture. They're harming their own ethnicities. If they're white, selling to white, Hispanic, selling to Hispanic, whatever it may be. But that's the truth, and that's the fact. And the reason I'm saying this, 2025 is closing out. I'm happy. I'm glad. I have a lot of viewers. I'm glad to have a great family. That's what I'm grateful for. And I'm saying this, 2026 is going to be a different year for SubXers. You watch what we do. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. We're going to do all kinds of things that are different. That's my resolution to you guys. I'm glad that you're watching. I don't know what I'm going to do today. It might be a short show. We'll see. Let's listen to the news.
Waukegan, 34 lakefront, west winds now gusting at 24 miles an hour. For the last day of trading in 2025, stocks and the final day lower. The Dow down 303, S&P down 50, and the Nasdaq off 177. It's 310.
Sometimes the thought of being in your warm and cozy home is what gets you through the day. But what happens when you get home and there is no heat? Who do you call for fast, reliable service? 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. You can consider it done when you trust the experts at ABC Plumbing, Sewer, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Book your appointment today at 4abc.com and consider it done.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade. Dana Carvey. Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall. Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday you'll hear us and see us chatting with big name celebrities. And every Monday you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips. Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
It's 311. If you're planning on driving on the Chicago Skyway in the new year, it'll now cost you even more.
$8.10 is the 2026 price to cross the Chicago Skyway toll bridge for 2-axle vehicles. That's what most of us drive. It's an increase from $7.80 for 2025. The price to drive on the Skyway has about quadrupled since it was privatized on a 99-year lease 20 years ago. Attorney Ken Goldstein says a lawsuit accuses the company that operates the Skyway of overcharging.
We filed a case that they are increasing it beyond the terms of the lease.
Goldstein says paying more than $8 to drive the Skyway is a real hit for the average driver.
It's terrible for consumers.
WBBM has reached out to the Skyway to ask about the toll increases. Terry Keschner, 1059 WBBM.
2 months after a fight at a new King's protest, a Joliet woman now faces felony charges.
35-year-old Elizabeth Duncan is charged with felony aggravated battery. The Herald News reports the charge stems from an altercation during an October 18th No King's protest near the 2900 block of Plainfield Road, in which, according to Joliet police, Duncan allegedly struck a 41-year-old man on the arm with a cane that had metal spikes on it while the two were arguing. Last week, a Will County judge signed a warrant for Duncan's arrest. Mai Martinez, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
The Chicago man will do 5 years in prison after he pled guilty to charges related to fentanyl distribution. The Lake County Sheriff's Office says Alfredo Rollins was selling heroin laced with fentanyl
which prompted them to conduct an undercover operation to catch him. Detectives bought more than 100 grams of powder and nearly 2,000 pills containing fentanyl. When Rollins was arrested, police searched his home and found more than 2 pounds of marijuana packaged for sale. A frigid start to our 2026, the New Year forecast. 5-day AccuWeather coming up. It's 3:13.
Showering, making breakfast, checking emails. No matter how you get your day started, News Radio 105.9 WBBM on your smart speaker keeps you in the know. Just tell your smart speaker to play WBBM News Radio.
If you're drowning in iron...
I hope everybody has a safe New Year's tonight. Just be safe. Whatever you're doing, you know what I mean? Watch for those bullets. A lot of people do those crazy bullet things, right? Shooting. Bip, 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 bip. Look, I'm gonna admit, years ago I did it too. So I'm not an innocent angel. That's all I got to say. But let's be careful. Let's celebrate responsibly, right? And if you're drinking, this is what I say. Uber, taxi, or if you're at another person's house, just stay there, man. Just sleep overnight. You know what I mean? There's no reason to go home. Stay overnight, cook breakfast in the morning, and then be safe, right? There's no, and I don't know if I'm going to tell you, I'm probably not going to tell you to take the CTA. So I got my own CTA story. So me and my brother took the CTA one year and we were jumped. So, they're free ride CTA stuff. Yeah, years ago. I mean, we're talking in the 80s. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend a CTA. I will not. No, I don't. If you go early, maybe in a big group, maybe, but I would not recommend taking the CTA late at night. Not at all. I'm sorry. I promote my city. Look, I'm on Michigan Avenue right now promoting my city. I love my city, but I do not recommend you going on a CTA, not tonight. Nah. Tonight is not, if you go in a group,
It's going to be a pretty frigid New Year's Eve, Brian Thompson.
Yeah, temperatures are really going to be tumbling as we head later on into tonight, Lisa. It's right now, it's not all that bad across the area, especially compared to this time yesterday when temps were in the low 20s. Many spots right now are still above freezing, but that's going to change quickly over the course of the evening. So even though it may not feel all that bad now, if you're going to be out late this evening, make sure you're bundled up. Because temperatures are going to be falling pretty dramatically. We have some snow at times moving through right now. That's going to continue through the rest of this afternoon into this evening. We've even had a few raindrops mixing in, although it seems like most areas have now switched over to snow. Temperatures are above freezing in most locations, so that's another thing to watch, especially on untreated surfaces. Anything that's wet could freeze up as we head into the evening hours as these temperatures start to drop. So we're in the mid-30s right now. I think by midnight we're probably down to 16, 17 degrees, and then eventually down to about 10 later tonight. As it turns sharply colder, AccuWeather real field temperatures will be dropping below zero. Brisk and very cold tomorrow. Some sun will give way to clouds, high only 23, up to 30 on Friday with sunshine and some clouds. And if you're doing any traveling really through Friday and into Saturday and Sunday after the holiday, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape here. We don't really anticipate any snow or precipitation. I think we'll see some sun both Saturday and Sunday, and highs near 30. 34 right now at O'Hare and at Midway, 32 in Downers Grove. It's 35 at the lakefront. We're going down to 10 later tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
All right, Brian, thanks so much. Bundle up if you're headed outside tonight. 3:16. When looking for a Chevrolet, visit applechevy.com. Together, let's drive. And from the applechevy.com Sports Desk, here's Chris Emma.
Lisa, good afternoon. Happy New Year's Eve. Way back in September, Ben Johnson took his team to Detroit and experienced a humbling day. The Lions were king of the jungle, at least then. It was a 52-21 beatdown of the Bears.
It's wet. Be careful. It's going to get cold tonight. You're going to slip. You see the wet down there? See the water on the ground? It's going to be super icy tonight. I'm telling you, if you go to a spot, see if you can crash at their house, man. Just crash in the basement or on a couch. Do some couch surfing. Don't drive I don't know how busy Uber is going to be tonight. They will be busy. They're probably going to be expensive. If you're downtown, get a hotel room, man. I'm sure there's some empty hotel rooms, man. Don't look. Have a good New Year. How about this? Party as much as you want, or do whatever you want, and then crash wherever you're at. You wake up in the morning, have a good breakfast, talk about the New Year, talk about 2026. I mean, do something different. Look, I'm not against partying, man. One day, maybe 2026 will be the year we talk about my past. But this show ain't about me. That's the point, right? I say what I see. I don't try to talk about myself. You don't see me making pictures of myself. I put my pictures of my family and my food on to show that I'm from the city, right? I grew up here and I have a family here. And I'm not one of these suburban... I was gonna say something, but I won't, right? I don't wanna disparage my white brothers and sisters, but some of the stuff we see is kind of Ku Klux Klan stuff, so you gotta, that Ku Klux Klan is not a good thing, man. They're a bad organization, you know what I mean? So if you think that white supremacy and whiteness is okay, man, you can be proud of who you are, but you start doing that kind of stuff, you're going backwards in time, man. You need to go forward. We live in a society that's mixed race, man. I was talking to somebody last night. They were going back and forth with me. I think it was a black guy, maybe with a Muslim name, I think on this page or whatever it was. And he started saying about my dad and my inbreeding and my mom and dad, and we're inbreeding. I was like, look, the Kuglers, I learned from my great-grandfather. You never marry the same girl in the same village. You got that? That's my great-grandfather, Schultz. He's dead now. He lived to be 94. That's what he taught me when I was a kid, when I was over there, a few years before he died. I was that lucky to meet up with my great-grandfather. He was an old guy. He fought in World War I. He actually fought with the wrong side in World War I. He was persecuted for that. He was conscripted. In those days, you got conscripted. You know what conscription means, right? Yeah, they grab you and you got to go fight. If you don't go, they shoot you in the back. They shoot you right there in the town. Everybody knows what conscription is, right? And in the old days, that's how it worked. They went through the towns. Whatever army was in charge, if it was the Romans, that time it might have been the Germans, that was the first, the Prussians, the World War I. They go through these towns and they just grab all the young guys, right? And they say, you're going to fight with us, and you had no choice. If you said something, they would shoot you right there on the spot. You didn't have a trial at those times. So my great-grandfather was conscripted. Whatever. And then he got in, right? And then the government wins, the war loses, whatever he has, and now you're on the wrong side. And you didn't choose the side. You didn't choose the side that you were on, technically, back then, right? I'm not making an excuse, but he taught me this. He says, the way you live your life, if you want a good life, you'd never marry the girl. I wanted to let them know. You don't marry the girl in the same village. And I've lived that life in my head. So I told this guy this, I think he had a Muslim name on my page. I think there's a black guy that's a Muslim, or he has a Muslim name, whatever he is. Who cares? He said something about inbreeding, and I told him this. I said, my great-grandpa told me never marry the same girl in the same village. But I take it to a different thing. You'd never marry the same color. That's my philosophy, and I teach that to my children. You don't marry the same color. That's inbreeding. All of my family, my generation, my age, my sister and my brothers, my dad, my mom, we don't marry the same color. You understand what I'm telling you guys this I'm telling you because this is the end of the year and maybe I get some things, some truth telling. We don't marry the same color. We don't marry the same town. We don't do that. My wife is Japanese. I'm Eastern European. That's 6,000 miles away. There's no inbreeding at all there. Our genes don't cross. You kind of get what I'm saying? And I don't know how to talk that way because when we do inbreeding and when we do marrying when we marry the people we know or we're close to or we're familiar with, what happens? Then our knowledge base goes down. Right? When you marry somebody outside of the system, and I learned this from a buddy of mine, Bill Moss, God rest his soul. He was a Korean War veteran. He told me all about that kind of stuff. He was Irish and his wife was Polish. Man, he got excommunicated from his family. They said, you can't do that. You can't marry a... You kind of get what I'm saying here? That's what I'm saying. Married a different color, right? And same thing with a lot of the Hispanics that grew up in little village in Pilsen. There was a lot of Slovaks, Bohemians, and Polish there. And I have a few from my friends that crossed, right? They went Hispanic to Eastern European or European, and then the gene pool gets better. That's all I'm trying to say there, right? So that's my talk on inbreeding there, right? Don't marry the same color. That's what I teach my children, right? I have biracial children, by the way. Those of you who call me a racist or whatever you call me, yeah, that's fine. And my skin ain't white. I'm Eastern European. You should get your histories right here, right? So that's enough of that. We got a bunch of police activity here. Maybe we're gonna throw on the call and see what's going on here. You see the police activity up there? So that's what we got. What's up, Terrell? What's up, Jason? Yeah, DUIs. I mean, I got a couple of them when I was a young guy. I was doing stupid stuff. Now they're $10,000, $20,000 if you get a DUI, and they don't let you go no more. You get in big trouble there. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Whoever's talking about a day of open kiosk citywide, you know they radio must be turned down. Oh, the thing that y'all pay these people. What?
That's the live radio. Maybe I'll put it on right now. That's Ramona on Citywide.
You know, this is actually hilarious to see you guys talk.
I'll get to that. I'll get to that radio show. Right?
I can only talk to him for like so long, but he likes to talk for like hours. Like he'll talk all. Like you like to talk for hours too.
Looks like it's a bus over here, right?
So much of listening to him fucking complain. It can only take so much of listening to you two, sir. Please check your keys. Please. Like, you know how bad it is.
Oh, wow, there's a big police presence here. There you go.
Well, you telling us everything about you. You want to know what's going on with this like, information. The thing is, like, I don't care what's going on in Vienna. You know what I mean? Like,
listen to the cops talking.
You guys, you know, and like, I don't give a shit. The fact that, like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
That's cops talking.
You know how often I got fucked when I was over there? I don't care. Like, so, but yeah, he likes to fucking, like, constantly remind people that
heavy police presence here, Michigan Avenue, and where are we at? What street is this? 9th. Oh man, they got a lot of cops here. Looks like they're at the Spartacus Museum, right? Is that the Jewish museum there? They might have a bomb threat there. That's what it might be. They have a bomb threat, it looks like. That's the Spartacus Museum. That's the Jewish museum, right? Right there. That's what it looks like. See that there? SubX.News on the spot reporting 325.
Go ahead and switch to a different citywide for now. Hopefully these guys will be done soon.
There's something happening. I believe that's the Spartacus Museum. I think that is. Let me check my.
And ever and ever and ever and.
Let me check my radio calls here. You listen to the live radio broadcast, by the way. SubX.News on the spot reporting 3:26 p.m.
Their battery rubbed out.
900.
Hey,
about 9:30 South Michigan Avenue. There's heavy police presence here.
I had enough battery life.
That looks like an apartment building is what it looks like. We're going to try to get to the radio calls and see what's going on in front of us. Heavy police presence here. I don't want to lose my parking spot here. Let's get to... You see that, right? It's probably a bomb incident. It might be domestic. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Hopefully we hear it. So I'll go back about to 3 o'clock, see if we can hear what this is about here. There's a lot of police here. I'll go around the block and show you guys.
Yep, that is 07614. Sorry, John.
Sure, listen, I got it. Thank you.
All right. Good afternoon.
I'm gonna go past the cops and show you how many cops are
Hello,
out
can
here.
I please get one for red?
Look at this.
You got it. That is 07696. 738 78680.
I need a CCA check, Upper Howard.
Yep, that is 07701.
Heavy police presence here on South Michigan Avenue.
384.
Lots of squads here. They're going in. It looks like they're going into that building
red
there.
line at Garfield. Upper lower.
Looks like they're going into that building right here, right?
07708.
There you go, man. Heavy police presence, right? Yeah, they're in that building there, 1000.
4714.
They're in that building right there. See that there?
We down for a sweep for
1000 South Michigan.
Yep, that is 077.
Heavy police presence, 1000 South Michigan Avenue, about 3:25 p.m. December 31st, 2025. Let's listen to the local news now, right? Maybe they'll have something on the local news.
Political editor Jeff Buckles at the Illinois Medical District on the west side.
President Trump announces the withdrawal of National Guard troops from cities across the country, including here in Chicago.
This is Terry Keschner. A lawsuit says a holiday tradition turned dangerous at the Chicago Botanic Garden.
Plus, the Department of Justice says it will expand its review of the more than 5 million documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. Sports. Bulls host a New Year's Eve game tonight against the Pelicans at the United Center on Wall Street. Stocks in the final day of 2025, lower, but a lot of big gains for the third year in a row. The Dow down 303. Light snow right now, 34 degrees. The news continues at 3:31. Emergency room doctors and nurses at Cook County Health are gearing up for more patients. It's because people receiving health insurance assistance are set to lose those benefits starting tomorrow. WBBM political editor Jeff Buckles reports from the Illinois Medical District.
What's expiring are enhanced tax credits that have helped working class and lower income people buy health insurance through the Affordable Care Act marketplaces. Cook County Commissioner Donna Miller describes the impact on one of her constituents.
Right now she pays $372. That's going up to $960.
Sturger Hospital Chief Medical Officer Dr. Lauren Smith says she expects that jump will cause people to let their coverages lapse and wait until treatable health issues become more severe before coming into the ER.
Treatment in an emergency room is not the best way to provide preventative care or manage chronic conditions.
She says the county's hospitals and clinics are positioning themselves to absorb the expected increase in demand for emergency care, in part through maximizing efficiency and increasing staff if needed. We're in the medical district. Jeff Buckles, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
From President Trump, he says he's withdrawing National Guard troops from Chicago, Los Angeles, and Portland. This is after a string of court rulings that blocked their deployment. It's been several weeks since any Guard members have been seen, though, in the Chicago area. In a post on his social media platform, Truth Social, the president claimed crime has dropped sharply in the cities because of the Guard's presence, calling the troops great patriots. He did warn, though, the administration could send forces back. Much more in this story throughout the day. A lawsuit claims a lights display at the Chicago Botanical Garden fell on several people, causing some injuries.
A lawsuit claims 2 women were at the Chicago Botanic Garden in north suburban Glencoe on December 20th for the annual holiday lightscape display when, the suit says, a projection screen, rigging, and rigging supports collapsed on the women and one of the women's children. The suit claims one of the women suffered serious injuries. The lawsuit also names the company that operates the holiday lights event. WBBM has received a statement from the Chicago Botanic Garden which says it has been notified about a lawsuit but does not comment on pending litigation. But the Botanic Garden says it will review the filing carefully and respond appropriately. The Botanic Garden also says visitor and employee safety is their first and foremost priority. Terry Keshner, 105.9 WBBM.
A 20-year-old man is in charge of attempted murder for allegedly shooting a man who broke up a fight last week.
Gary police used license plate readers and surveillance cameras to track down the white SUV Raymond Santiago was allegedly driving early on the 21st when they say he shot the man. The Post-Tribune reports a witness told police her boyfriend broke up a fight she was having with Santiago's sister, who then called the 20-year-old. Police say when Santiago arrived, he shot the man as he ran away. Police found 3 shell casings on the ground. They interviewed the victim, who had to write out his answers because he was on a ventilator at the hospital with a gunshot wound to the chest. Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
3:34 now. The Justice Department expanding its review of documents in the Jeffrey Epstein case.
The Department of Justice now says the number of documents related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein is 5.2 million. More than 400 attorneys are reviewing those documents, with the next anticipated release date expected around January 20th. The release of documents is already more than a week past the deadline mandated by law. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche has said redactions are necessary and they take time, but he indicates the files will be released. Some members of Congress have been considering whether to impeach Attorney General Pam Bondi because of the delays in releasing the files. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
The Department of Health and Human Services says it has frozen federal child care funding.
Looks like their cops are coming out. I don't know what it is. We're going to get out of here. You know they're going to tell me to get off of the median here, so I don't want to listen to them, right? So there's a lot of police officers here.
This is also sad that a video can cause all of this.
The vandals struck after a conservative YouTuber posted a video claiming widespread fraud at Somali child care centers. The same video was cited by the Trump administration when it announced it was freezing payments to Minnesota daycares. Heather Bosch, CBS News.
The search continues now for that plane that disappeared more than a decade ago.
The Malaysian government says that on Wednesday, a vessel began a new search in the Indian Ocean for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, which headed to Beijing on March 8, 2014, when it disappeared from air traffic radar just 39 minutes after taking off from Kuala Lumpur. The Boeing 777 was carrying 239 passengers and crew. Despite a previous massive search in the southern Indian Ocean, only a few small fragments of the plane washed ashore. No large wreckage, no bodies ever recovered. In March, the Malaysian government gave the green light for a no-find, no-fee contract with Ocean Infinity to resume a 55-day search of the seabed in a new location, covering some 5,800 miles. The company will be paid $70 million only if it finds the wreckage. I'm Donna Water.
A lot of us were obsessed with that story back then. It would be amazing if they found something. We'll keep you posted. It's 3:36 coming up. We're going to check in on the roads and your New Year's Eve weather.
Comparing health insurance plans is never easy.
So if you're just tuning in, it's 3:35 p.m. here in the, is this the South Loop? I don't know if this is the South Loop. We're 1000 South Michigan Avenue. There's a heavy police presence here. I don't even know how many squads are here. There's 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squads and a paddy wagon here at this building. I don't know what's going on. I'm listening to the local news. Maybe they'll have it broadcast. And once the local news is over with, then I'll put on the scanner feed and try to find out what happened. Southside of South Loop, downtown Michigan Avenue. You're watching. Heavy police present at 1000 South Michigan Avenue.
7 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Cars for Kids. Cars for Kids.
latest gas prices from News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Sponsored by PackyWebFord.com. During the Ford year-end event, qualify and get zero financing for 60 months, plus big PackyWeb discounts on a huge selection of new Ford models. In Woodstock, the Citgo on Eastwood and Wanda has gas for $2.51 a gallon. In Belvedere, the Citgo on State and Jackson has gas for $2.60.
I thought this was at the Spartacus Museum. I think that's what it's called. It's a Jewish museum here on Michigan Avenue. I thought that was it, because they get a lot of bomb threats here, but it's no. It looks like it's in an apartment building. 1000 South Michigan Avenue. Heavy police presence.
Festivities, Wacker's already shut down between Lake and Wells. Franklin between Lake and Wacker closed, along with the Orleans Street Bridge. You could use Wells or LaSalle. Starting tonight, the bridge is closing at 11:30, including LaSalle, Clark, Dearborn, Wabash, and Columbus. Wells in Michigan will stay open, so just a heads up if you're making your way downtown. And again, we see you, a lot of traffic on the inbound expressways. The Eden's coming in, you're at 23 to the Kennedy from Lake Cook Road. Kennedy inbound 52 minutes from O'Hare into downtown. 27.
It's gonna be wild out in the streets. West side, south side, wherever there's stuff happening, it's gonna be wild because there's gonna be no cops. Everybody knows there's 2,000 cop shortage in the Chicago Police Department. Everybody knows we're 2,000 cops short. Most of them are beat cops. Right? They have sort teams. They deploy you. They don't run their beats no more. That's what's happening. So then when you have big events, you're outstretched. I was listening to some radio calls for 4th of July and others, and you can hear them. There was things happening in other neighborhoods that weren't being covered, so.
There from 8094 through South Lakeshore Drive, pretty heavy on both sides getting to the south light of Chicago Avenue, and you have some backups through Graham Park as well. Tri-State on the brakes northbound before 159th and before 127th. Earlier semi-fire getting cleaned up in the two right lanes. Not a bad ride in Northwest Indiana so far. Your next report, 348 News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
WBBM AccuWeather, cloudy and brisk as we head through the rest of this afternoon and evening. We'll have some snow at times, which can accumulate a coat to an inch and cause some slippery travel. Then temperatures will drop sharply toward the end of the evening. By midnight, temperatures will fall into the teens. Will drop to 10 later tonight with some clearing. AccuWeather real field temps falling below zero. Brisk and very cold for New Year's Day tomorrow. Some sun will give way to clouds, high 23. Partly cloudy down to 19 tomorrow night, then back up to near 30 with some sunshine Friday. 34 degrees right now at O'Hare and at Midway. It is 34 in Bloomingdale, 35 at the lakefront. We're going down to 10 later tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Stocks end 2025, the final day of lower numbers. The Dow down 303. It is 340. As the new year kicks off, Cook County health experts are sharing some advice for people's health goals this year.
As people plan their New Year's resolutions, doctors say vaccines should be at the top of that list. Family medicine physician at Cook County Health, Dr. Whitney Lynn, says this year the flu in particular has hit Cook County harder than it has in past seasons.
Right now, our flu activity that is happening in our Cook County area is very high, extremely high actually. And what we're seeing in the emergency rooms is the level of flu has basically tripled.
She says cases in children are particularly concerning. Right now, they're twice as high as they were at this time last year, which is why Dr. Lynn says she's stressing the importance of vaccines.
I think it's more people just thinking, oh, you know, we were focused on COVID and so now we're good. And people have forgotten about the flu, and now the flu is coming back with a vengeance. And so that is why we really have to really emphasize how important it is to be vaccinated.
Carolina Garibay, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
A lot of movies came out this year, but which one was named the highest grossing movie of this year?
Taking the #1 spot globally is one you probably haven't even seen.
He's not exactly your average kid.
Ninja 2, an animated movie from China, made $2.2 billion worldwide. That was way more than the big Hollywood blockbusters like Zootopia 2 and Lilo and Stitch. While Ninja 2 dominated globally,
welcome to the overworld.
A Minecraft movie was the top grossing film in North America for much of the year. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
A celebratory moment turned somber as Australia welcomed the new year. Ahead of Sydney's festivities to ring in 2026, attendees held a moment of silence to remember the victims.
Someone's in custody. Someone's white guy in there's the perp walk. There you go. SubX News. You got a perp walk there. You see that there? There's a white guy in a hoodie. being arrested. There you go. That's why you wait at this crime scene. You see the white guy? He was in a hoodie right there. There you go. As somebody being arrested. They might be one of these guys that climbs the buildings and tries to go to the, see that there? So there is somebody being arrested there. You seen that, right? So there is someone being arrested. So maybe for trespassing, we'll have to listen to the radio call. So somebody is being arrested, being put in the paddy wagon 6107. 6107. And it is 3:43. I'm going to listen to the radio calls and try to get to the arrest. They'll usually announce the arrest on the radio. Especially it's downtown, it'll be citywide one. We're going to try to get to that right now, all right?
Frequency mode.
You got an idiot that's got an open key. Untrained cops. So someone's under arrest here. That's an open key there, right? So maybe we'll go to the Citywide 2, he said. We'll maybe go to Citywide 2 and listen to that. Let's see, there you go. So the paddy wagon's leaving. Somebody's in custody.
Again, we got an open can Citywide 1. Check your keys, please. Open can Citywide 1. If anyone has an emergency, please switch to a different Citywide. Go ahead and hold your L checks for the moment. And if anyone knows who this is, please let him know he's got an open key and have him call Citywide 1 so I can talk to him directly, please. Thank you.
En route as well.
There's another guy with a hoodie. You might have been with them. You see that guy in the hoodie? See that white guy in the hoodie? They sometimes come in pairs and they do. Look, see that guy there? See that guy right there?
Please order an PT, take pictures of...
They climb buildings right there, that guy. Right there, that guy. See him right there, walking away? Nonchalantly, see him there? There you go.
Yes, ma'am.
They might be climbing the buildings they're doing, they make videos, right? The Urban X. Let's see if we can hear what's going on here. They should have the arrest. It just happened. They'll announce the arrest time, in custody time. And we're on Citywide 2 right now.
All right, 5822. Good afternoon. Sorry, head to the city district. The detective is en route as well.
That means there was a homicide, right? Detectives don't come out for anything except homicides usually.
1763, Citywide 2.
1763, Brandon, Citywide 2.
Good afternoon, squad. Can I please order an PT?
Okay, what's the name? Well, you know I don't need. So 8015 South Vernon in the basement. What's the last name of the victim?
Dead body.
The victim is Ray, but the apartment number actually is going to be 2 Adam is where we're going, not the basement apartment.
That's a dead body there they're talking about.
Okay, give me your bid again.
I'm 5231 boy.
So, if we figure out what happened here, we'll tell you.
Last name is Barton, B-A-R-T-O-N.
That's a dead body they found.
Just wanted them to know, too, that I was coming from a little bit of a ways myself.
5822.
We won't put on the information.
All right, 5822. Good afternoon. Okay, what's the name? Well, you know I don't need. So 8015 South Vernon in the basement. What's the last name of the victim?
Last name of the victim is Ray, but the apartment number actually is going to be 2 Adam is where we're going, not the basement apartment.
My phone is acting up right now.
Last name Ray, R-A-Y.
Just wanted them to know, too, that I was coming from a little bit of a ways myself. South.
58.
5822.
Alright, 5822, good afternoon. Sorry, head to the 6th District. The detective is en route as well.
10-4.
It's 1,000 South Michigan, my brother. It's right in front of you. 1,000 South Michigan. They arrested some young white kid in a hoodie over here. He might have been climbing to get at a roof, do a roof video. Maybe we're gonna try to get the radio call on this one. Thanks, Greg. I'm trying to get the radio calls.
Ian Addison.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me 1 second.
Take it down.
And 1763, boy, what's your last name, sir?
My last name is going to be Zebra, Adam, George, Ocean, Zebra.
524. 524. One of the UCRs is 0486.
Alright, 10-4. And then as far as you know if they are compliant at this time? They're not combative or anything, right?
No, they're compliant right now.
Alright, very good. Alright, thank you so much. I'll put in the ticket.
10-4, I'm switching over.
Now let me get out of here, right? That's enough of this.
Beef on Citywide 2.
Which unit's coming in?
541.
541. How can I help you?
They're trying to order a butter.
And this is 541, or are you like 15 or 2541 or?
0541.
I'm sorry. You wanted body removal. You sound like you said 0541. Can you repeat?
Body removal. That means a dead body, baby.
Issue with the radio.
Yeah, no problem. 0541. We're from the 5th District. 541.
Do you need removal, or are you requesting an evidence technician?
No, we need a body removal.
Okay, it looks like they had you on the wrong event. Okay, alright, I see it now. Hold up just a moment. Alright, and then what's the address where you need the removal service to respond to?
9756 South Avalon Avenue.
Is that going to be inside or outside?
Heavy police presence, 1,000 South Michigan Avenue. They took a white guy in a hoodie out, put him in the paddy wagon.
Alrighty, and then
We'll have to figure out what happened here.
Alvarez, 3473.
And then what's the detective's last name and sir?
It's a ME case. Here, we have the notification. It's Depew. It's David Edward, Paul Edward, and the ME number is ME2025-06888.
And what is the name and age of the decedent?
We'll cut that out.
6. Cannot copy.
At this time, is there a known cause of death?
Cardiac arrest.
10-4. Any bloating, decomposition, or rigor?
Negative.
And you said this was going to be a storage case?
10-4.
And what's your RD and UCR?
John 53 9979.
Was that for a 5084 or?
10-4.
And any special instructions for the removal service or any additional items that the medical examiner wants taken along with the body apart from the paperwork?
Negative.
Is there a certain room or area within the home where the decedent's going to be located?
Yeah, he's in a bedroom.
Are they on the bed or on the floor?
Floor.
Alright, 10-4. So we'll do 1437, 1437 on the clock, and then they do have 75 minutes from the time we're able to get a hold of them to respond. If you or whoever's going to remain on scene can just stick around until you see the body physically in their transport vehicle, please, and just let your zone know once they get there.
2-4.
Alright.
632 units and 6 on citywide. One ticket of shots fired. 215 West 94th Street. 215 West 94th. Caller heard 6 shots in the area. Nothing further. 6 districts on it.
Is the 6 on citywide person with the gun 7915 South Vernon? Person broke a car window. The offender has a knife and a gun. Caller's not responding to any questions. Nothing further on it. Is it word citywide battery in progress 10627 South Avenue, Emmett and Mary? Caller said it's on site. Nothing further on it. 5820, can you give me a call, please? 582099. Is this section citywide person with the gun at 8501 South Green? Caller said location and the woman with her outside is registered and her children.
I figured
has dreads,
I figured a call came in at about 3 o'clock, so you can check Citywide 1, or you can check the zone for that one.
In progress at Walgreens, 111 South Halstead. 111 South Halstead. 2 male whites or male Hispanics wearing black coats, inside stealing, and nothing further.
Stealing from Walgreens. Yeah, they want to get some champagne, right?
In a rapid progress, fast out kids across from LA Fitness. Melissa says she's driving past the south. 3 male black teens wearing dark hoodies, face masks, standing with an older male Hispanic wearing a dark jacket, fanny pack, look like they may be robbing him at the bus stop. The older male was emptying out his pockets and they were surrounding him. No weapons things on 13.
What was that, a robbery?
1232 units in South Citywide is up in progress at Walgreens, 111 South Halstead. 111 South Halstead. 2 male whites or male Hispanics wearing black coats, inside stealing, and nothing further. 12th District Zone 3. Here's the Nigeria Citywide. Again, a rapid progress fast out kids across from LA Fitness. Melissa says she's driving past the south. 3 male black teens wearing dark hoodies, face masks, standing with an older male Hispanic wearing a dark jacket, fanny pack, look like they may be robbing him at the bus stop. The older male was emptying out his pockets and they were surrounding him. No weapons things on 13-9 6 clear.
55th and Kedzie, that's a very dangerous neighborhood nowadays.
Male black, brown, or black hat, brown checkered jacket, long rope or belt, walking the street with them. When in cars, headed towards Kedzie, on the nothing further. Zone 10, District 11 clear. 5824.
5824.
5824, good afternoon. I got one in the 5th District for you. 23, good afternoon. Person photo for the rest of the second hospital for the 5th District.
Here's the Nigeria Citywide battery in progress, 4600 Southwood. Caller refused to give her name. Neighbors in Unit 302 is fighting and hit Buzz 202 to enter Zone 13. District 9 6 clear.
5231 boy. I'm calling to request an evidence text for photos from a crime scene.
What type of job is that?
Did you say what was the type of job?
Yes.
Aggravated assault and unlawful restraint.
What's the ID?
JJ 515504.
From the 8th of December?
Yes, squad. I spoke with B5820 about it, and yeah, it is a delayed job.
Is there somebody guarding the scene?
No one is guarding the scene. The victim is there on scene, and I'm 5231 boy. I'm calling to request an evidence text for photos from a crime scene.
What type of job is that?
Did you say what was the type of job?
Yes.
Aggravated assault and unlawful restraint.
What's the ID?
JJ 515504.
From the 8th of December?
Yes, squad. I spoke with B5820 about it, and yeah, it is a delayed job.
Is there somebody guarding the scene?
Nolan is guarding scene. The victim is there on scene, and I'm heading there myself to meet the ET.
Okay, give me your beat again.
I'm 5231 boy.
Okay, what's your name and badge?
Last name is Barton, B-A-R-T-O-N. Star is 20133.
Okay, and what are we taking photos of again?
It's going to be photos of bullet holes in the floor, couch, and cushion/pillows.
Oh, that's serious. There, listen to that. Let's listen to that one more time.
Okay, give me your beat again.
Crime scene,
I'm
shooting, huh? Listen to this.
5231 boy.
Okay, what's your name and badge?
Last name is Barton, B-A-R-T-O-N. Star is 20133.
Okay, and what are we taking photos of again?
It's going to be photos of bullet holes in the floor, couch, and cushion/pillows.
Okay, what's the name? Well, you know I don't need. So 8015 South Vernon in the basement. What's the last name of the victim?
Last name of the victim is Ray, but the apartment number actually is going to be 2 Adam.
All right, let's listen to that one more time, right?
5824.
5824.
5824. Good afternoon. I got one in the 5th district for you.
Good afternoon, Fred.
5823.
Here's a night just citywide battery in progress, 4600 Southwood. Caller refused to give her name. Neighbors in Unit 302 is fighting. And
632 units and 6 on citywide. One ticket of shots fired. 215 West 94th Street. 215 West 94th. Caller heard 6 shots in the area. Nothing further. 6 district on.
Let's listen to the local news.
915 South Vernon. Person broke.
We're gonna listen to the local news now, right? They might talk about that downtown building over there, right? That's why. I'm getting better at this. Like, I need a better radio is what I need.
Original reporting.
I'm Cammie McCormick. People around the world are ringing in the new year. In New Orleans, there's added security after last year's truck attack in the French Quarter. Katie Weiss reports.
New Year's Eve is a big event for the city, and it also is followed by the Sugar Bowl. Much like last year, the National Guard will be here to provide more support for local city law enforcement as well as state law enforcement.
CBS's Rob Marciano has a look at the weather for those heading out to watch fireworks across the nation.
Wet tonight across parts of the west, dry in the central part of the country with seasonable temperatures, and then chilly across Atlanta, even down towards Miami tonight, and wind chills will be in the teens and 20s from Chicago to Boston to New York City. Might very well should be the coldest Times Square New Year's Eve that we've seen since 2017. So,
don't you find it strange that lady's walking around without a jacket? Didn't you see that lady there? It's weird, isn't it? That lady was walking around without a jacket there. You know, they deal drugs through the baby carts, right? You know, a baby died on the west side, a 1-year-old. In the baby cart, they had fentanyl. Died of an overdose. Did you know that? They sell the drugs out of the baby carts. Right there. Didn't you see that lady? She don't have no jacket. No jacket. Walking around. That's strange, isn't it? Whatever. She might be innocent, I don't know, but the tracking down in these areas is usually their drug dealers. I'm sorry to say that, but I've seen it with my own eyes.
Nasrullah Muhammad says they've received threats.
This is also sad that a video can cause all of this.
Healthcare insurance premiums are set to sharply increase for millions of Americans after a
Here,
CARE Act subsidy.
I got video of a drug deal from a baby cart over at the old inner Chicago migrant shelter. I also have videos of the baby cart drug dealing over on Van Buren. They pull the drugs out of the baby cart. Yeah, while there's a baby inside of it. Again, one more time, I'm going to repeat, and I'm going to find the story. I think I wrote about it. There was an overdose of a little baby on the west side because they had the drugs in the baby cart. Guess what? The police never charged that person with homicide. They should be put in prison for life for endangering their children, putting drugs in their baby carts. Yeah. I got it on video, man. I got to dig up all my old videos. I got all... If I say something, usually I've seen it. So that's all I got to say.
For the day, the NASDAQ was lower by 177. This is CBS News. Follow and listen to CBS Mornings on
So the next is going to be a local. They'll do a little bit of national, then local, but it's not the best local. The best local coverage you want is at the halves, right?
1059 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
They shut down this drug place.
4:03, New Year's Eve, the last day of 2025. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Lisa Fielding. Right now, we have 34 degrees, some light snow. Going to get a lot colder, though, tonight into tomorrow. The AccuWeather 5-day forecast, your 2026 forecast coming up at 4:15. But first, as the clock continues to count down, traffic starting to ramp up for tonight's New Year's celebrations downtown. Here to give us the rundown of the Chicago area is Neil Fiorito.
Yeah, some big parties tonight, Lisa. Wacker between Lake and Wells already closed. Franklin is shut down between Lake and Wacker, along with the Orleans Street Bridge. You can use Wells or LaSalle for now. Tonight, bridges closing started at 11:30. This includes the LaSalle Bridge, Clark, Dearborn, Wabash, and Columbus. Wells and Michigan will stay open. Most of the bridges are expected to open after 12:30. The Orleans Bridge and the streets are expected to open at 4 a.m. on New Year's Day. Stay safe. Neil Fiorito, 1059 WBBM.
All right, Neil, we're going to check in with Neil once again in about 4 minutes here. Elsewhere, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson applauding a recent announcement late this afternoon by President Trump about National Guard troops in the city. WBBM political editor Jeff Buchholz just received a comment from the mayor. He's live on the Newsline with late details. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Lisa. You heard this a moment ago from CBS News. The president's post on Truth Social says he's removing Guard troops from Chicago, Portland, and Los Angeles, claiming that crime has only been reduced in those cities because of those deployments. But no National Guard troops were ever sent onto Chicago streets, forced instead to stay outside the city as courts sided with the city's argument that putting military troops in an American city was unconstitutional and unnecessary. Mayor Johnson's office issued a statement about 20 minutes ago that in part credited collaboration between police and community groups for a reduction in violence. Lisa, the city says it's on track for the fewest homicides since the mid-60s.
So, Jeff, does this mean the president has given up on the idea of sending the military into the city at all?
It doesn't seem that way. The president's post appeared to leave the door open for another potential deployment. Here's a quote. "We will come back, perhaps in a much different and stronger form, when crime begins to soar again. Only a question of time." Again, that's a quote from the president's Truth Social post. The mayor, Lisa, says the city will continue to resist what he calls federal overreach in the new year.
All right, thanks so much, political editor Jeff Buchholz, reporting live for us this afternoon. Are emergency room doctors and nurses expecting to see sicker patients in the new year? They say possibly yes, because...
So let's talk about that. First of all, thanks for tuning in. SubX News live on the spot reporting. We're going north. And we're at Wabash. We're going to go on to State Street now. We're in downtown. We're in the South Loop now. We're going to go into the Loop, check out what's going on. That whole thing is a lie. Multiple lies in that report. First of all, crime is going down across the nation, especially homicides. There's multiple reasons for it. But crime is going across. The whole nation is going down. Violent crime, right? The aggregate number. So Brandon Johnson's lying. His work is not bringing down crime in Chicago. He's a liar. Secondly, saying that federal government doesn't have a right to be in Chicago. Let's think about a movie, a very famous movie with Sean Connery. And there's a guy named Elliot Ness. Remember that movie? Who were those guys? They were the feds. They were inside of Chicago. So Brandon Johnson lies on two fronts. One, he says he's bringing down crime. Secondly, he says the feds don't have a right to be in Chicago. So he's a liar. He's a habitual liar. Rather than just saying, hey, I'm glad the troops are out, or Happy New Year, he lies. You can track that. The Untouchables, that movie was the feds in Chicago because of what? The gangs, right? The liquor gangs. That was Al Capone time. The feds were in, they came in. They don't need permission from Chicago. They are over the jurisdiction. It's like the state police. It's like the sheriffs. They don't need permission from Chicago to be in Chicago. Now, if they do, then we know that Chicago asked the state police and the sheriffs to do their work, because we've been documenting that for 3 years. The Cook County Sheriff's been doing arrests and adjudication here in Chicago. So it's weird how he lies about certain things. He says they don't have a right to be in Chicago, but yet other jurisdictions are in Chicago. I call that jurisdictional integrity. I think I call that, right? Or abdication. There's a bunch of videos I have of that, right? So we have to be careful on what these politicians say. Let's see what the news says. I don't know if they're saying anything else.
Only increasing it, limited to what they're allowed to, and not charging more than they're allowed to.
WBBM has reached out to the Skyway to ask about the toll increases. Terry Keshner, 1059 WBBM.
All right, 408. Speaking of tolls and speaking of travel, it is New Year's Eve. How are the roads?
Happy New Year, Trina. Happy New Year, everybody, if I don't say that, all right? There's a lot of traffic, I guess, coming in. They're going to have a river walk fireworks. Who invented the river walk? Think about this. Think about how scummy the mayor is. You know who invented the river walk? Rahm Emanuel did. Daley, the young Daley, and Rahm Emanuel, they're the ones that implement. I got videos of when they started the river walk work. That was at Rahm Emanuel time. Because he knew what? The city needs another attraction. So then this guy now is using the Riverwalk for the New Year's because he can, cordon it off. It's going to be dangerous there. I've covered some of these big events down on Michigan Avenue. They're very dangerous. They kettle people. So hopefully everybody's safe. If you're coming downtown, yeah, I would say come now, park somewhere, pay for parking, even get a hotel room so you don't have to drive home. That's what I would suggest you do. Have fun. It's going to be fun tonight.
94, 22 to drive out to 8094. The South Lakeshore Drive traffic on either side, roughly between the Gold Coast and Graham Park, and big delays continues into LSIP here on the Tri-State northbound past 159th to be 427th Street. A semi-fire getting cleaned up in the two right lanes. Northwest Indiana, just a slowdown on 8094 West from Klein over to Kennedy.
I'm going to talk to these guys here if they want some food. I'm thinking about getting a tray of chicken from JJ's or something, and we're going to eat together here. I'm going to see if these guys want to do that. If they're out here, I don't know if they're out here. It might be still early, right? Yeah, they might be early, right? I'm going to talk to them. I might order a tray of chicken wings. That's why I say this show might be early, because I'm going to come out here and eat. I won't live feed that. I'm not going to do it. It's just to hang out and relax. Right. Let me talk to this guy right now, right? Hey, what are you guys doing tonight? I'm thinking about getting a tray of wings and we ate.
Oh, you the man!
I'm thinking about it, doing something different, because you know it's me. I do a drive around, do the video, and I figured hang out and do something. I'll go over. I'm probably going to go down to, what is that, Sharks or whatever down by Reggie's. What do we need? About 50 of them?
Yes, sir.
Get a tray of 50.
Fries.
Yeah, I think don't they come with fries or not?
Yeah, they come with fries.
All right, I'll come back. Give me about a half hour. I'll be back. All right, we'll eat right there. And I'll park right in the alley then. All right. Make sure there ain't none of these young punks around here, man. All right, see you. Okay. Talk to you in a bit. All right. All right, let's go get some chicken, right? It's down State Street. Maybe I'll call them up, right?
Missteps can quickly turn Dr. Chris Colbert, an emergency room physician at UIC, tells the Noon Business Hour.
For the past 4 years...
So what we're going to do is we'll drive through downtown. We'll see what's going on downtown. In the middle of that, I'll call up the chicken place, and then we'll go pick up the chicken, right? So I'll keep driving in downtown, see what's going on.
With fresh snow on the ground.
It's always traction over
fashion. Don't make your shoes the first time trying on as you're walking out of the door and then trying on the new snow.
Colbert also urges people to pace alcohol consumption and be careful popping that champagne, warning cork injuries to the eye are more common than you might think.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Rachel Pearson, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
A Joliet woman now facing a felony charge after a fight during a No Kings protest this summer.
Last week, a Will County judge signed a warrant for the arrest of 35-year-old Elizabeth Duncan. Herald News reports Duncan is accused of hitting a 41-year-old man on the arm with a cane that had metal spikes on it while the two were arguing during an October 18th No Kings protest near the 2900 block of Plainfield Road. Duncan is charged with felony aggravated battery. Mai Martinez, News Radio 1059 WBBM.
Investigators trying to piece together what caused a deadly crash involving a semi-truck on I-8094 in northwest Indiana. Happened early this morning in the westbound lanes near Grant Street in Gary. State police say the semi-truck rolled over on top of a passenger vehicle. The crash shut down several lanes of the expressway for hours. The driver who died has not been identified. And after closing more than a year ago, Schomburg's 56-year-old YMCA branch is reopening soon. The rebranded Golden Corridor Family YMCA expected to begin operations at the site of two former retail spaces on the 100 block of Barrington Road in the next few months. The Daily Herald reports the Y will include a sports complex with multi-purpose courts, batting cages, pitching tunnels, golf simulators, a track, a fitness...
Ain't nobody down here, as you see, right? Madison and State. It's empty down here. Again, if you're coming down here, I really don't recommend taking CT unless you're in a big group, and don't get into it with nobody. Watch what you have. Don't bring nothing expensive. Keep your phone in your pocket. Don't bring no jewelry, none of that stuff. My suggestion, if you're going to hang out in downtown, if you drive down here, get a hotel room, do your activities, and walk to the hotel. That's it. Don't fool around. If you get on that train at night, if you're in a big group, you should be safe, but just be careful because people will start trouble with everybody. So just be safe. Most likely, if there's a lot of concentration of cops downtown and a lot of people, what'll happen is things will happen out in the streets. And it might not be a bad New Year's. It might not. There's a lot of robberies and burglaries that happen on New Year's usually. Last year or this year or the year before, I don't know if it was 24 or 23, we had the first murder was a security guard at the hookah lounge over on, I think, was that North Avenue over there? Yeah, good hard-working man. I think he had a bunch of kids, his second job. I think he was a veteran. Yeah, it's a shame that we lost that guy. Why don't we sit in the middle here, right? Why don't we see what's going on here? We'll sit in the middle of traffic here. There you go, that's how the bus does it. You see that there? So who causes the traffic? Look at that. That bus is blocking traffic. There you go. See that there? There you go. It's right in front of you, right? It's green. He blocked traffic, right? So let's listen to the radio calls.
Is the
6'1", 245 pounds.
Any visible marks, scars, or tattoos? Is the Section City Lab person with the guard at 8501 South East Colors at the location? And the woman with her child spotted threatening her and her children. Female with the gun has dreads, tapped by a black vehicle, colors in a tan Hyundai. Nothing further on 8.
Twelve 32 units on 12 citywide is in progress at Walgreens, 111 South Halsted, 111 South Halsted, for 2 male whites or male Hispanics wearing black coats, inside stealing, and nothing further, 12th District Zone 3.
Using 19 citywide, again, a robbery in progress, 5 kids across from LA Fitness. Melissa says she's driving past and saw 3 male black teens wearing dark hoodies, face masks, standing with an older male Hispanic wearing a dark jacket and fanny pack. Looked like they may be robbing him at the bus stop. The older male was emptying out his pockets and they were surrounding him. No weapons seen. Zone 13-9 search clear.
1133 units and 11 citywide. Person with a gun, Central Park in Augusta, Central Park. Male black, brown or black hat, brown checkered jacket, long rope or belt, walking the street with a gun, pointing at cars, headed towards Kesney on Augusta. Nothing further. Zone 10, District 11 clear. 5824.
5824.
5824. Good afternoon. I got one in the 5th District for you.
Good afternoon, squad.
Robbery, 55th and Kedzie. 3 blacks robbing a Hispanic.
23, good afternoon. Prison photos for the rest of the same time. For the 50.
Here's a Niger citywide veteran. Here's a Niger citywide getting a robbery in progress. 5 kids across the
1232 units until citywide is theft in progress at Walgreens, 111 South Halsted. 111 South Halsted, for 2 male whites or male Hispanics wearing black coats, inside stealing, if nothing further, 12th District Zone 3.
Is this citywide person with the guard at
1232 units until citywide is theft in progress at Walgreens, 111 South Halsted. 111 South Halsted, for 2 male whites or male Hispanics wearing black coats, inside stealing, if nothing further, 12th District Zone 3.
Here's a Niger citywide getting a robbery in progress. 5 kids across from LA Fitness. Melissa says she was driving past and saw 3 male black teens wearing dark hoodies, face masks, standing with an older male Hispanic wearing a dark jacket, fanny pack. Looked like they may be robbing him at the bus stop. The older male was emptying out his pockets and they were surrounding him. No weapon seen on 13-9 6 clear.
1133 units and 11 citywide person with a gun, Central Park in Augusta, Central Park. Male black, brown or black hat, brown checkered jacket, long rope or belt, walking the street with a gun pointing at cars, headed towards Kesney on Augusta. Nothing further. Zone 10, District 11 clear. 5824.
Stealing liquor from the Walgreens.
5824, good afternoon. I got one in the 5th District for you.
Good afternoon, squad.
5823. 23, good afternoon. Person photos for the rest of the same for the 50.
Here's a Niger citywide veteran in progress. 4600 Southwood. Caller refused to give a name. Neighbors in Unit 302 is fighting and hit Buzz 202 to enter Zone 13. 59 6 clear.
5231 boy. I'm calling to request an evidence text for photos from a crime scene.
What type of job is it?
Did you say what was the type of job?
Yes.
Aggravated assault and unlawful restraint.
What's your ID?
JJ 515504.
From the 8th of December?
Yes, squad. I spoke with Beat 5820 about it, and yeah, it is a delayed job.
Is there somebody guarding the scene?
No one is guarding the scene. The victim is there on scene, and I'm heading there myself to meet the ET.
Okay, give me your beat again.
I'm 5231 boy.
Okay, what's your name and badge?
Last name is Barton, Barton. Star is 20133.
Okay, and what are we taking photos of again?
It's going to be photos of bullet holes in the floor, couch, and cushion/pillows.
Okay, what's the name? Well, you know I don't need. So 8015 South Vernon in the basement. What's the last name of the victim?
Last name of the victim is Ray, but the apartment number actually is going to be 2 Adam is where we're going, not the basement apartment.
Apartment 2 Adam. Okay, what's the last name? Ray, R-A-Y?
Correct, R-A-Y. First name of Martrina, M-A-R-T-R-I-N-A.
Okay, you have a callback number for her?
I do. Her callback number is going to be 63. Just wanted them to know, too, that I was coming from a little bit of a ways myself.
Okay, 10-4. 5822.
5822.
Alright, 5822. Good afternoon. Well, start heading to the city district. The detective is en route as well.
10-4. One 763 boy on Cityway 2.
1763 boy on Cityway 2.
Good afternoon, squad. Can you please order an ET, take pictures of our prisoner? We got a small operation we've had in the 17th district.
It's in Bridges from Pulaski and Addison.
Yes, ma'am.
Give me 1 second.
Take it down.
And 1763, boy, what's your last name, sir?
My last name is going to be Zebra, Adam, George, Ocean, Zebra, David, Ocean, Nora, 19916.
What is the name of your arrestee?
Last name Orozco, Ocean, Robert, Ocean, Zebra.
Is that the guy that got arrested at the building?
What's your last name, sir?
My last name is going to be Zebra, Adam, George, Ocean.
It's in Bridges from Pulaski and Addison.
No, Pulaski and Addison arrest.
Yes, ma'am.
And 17. What is the name of your arrestee?
Last name Orozco, Ocean, Robert, Ocean, Zebra, Charlie, Ocean. First name Pedro, common spelling, middle initial R.
Date of birth?
27 January 78.
Photos of what part of the body?
His head.
Your RD and UCR?
RD should be John 540295. And it should be 2027 for UCR.
Do you have a CB number?
Not yet, we're working on it. But...
And he's going to be at the 17th district, correct?
Yes, ma'am. He's in 17th district.
And 1763, boy, we have your request. You can switch back over.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year. 5833. 5833.
5833.
5833. Good afternoon, 1 and 17.
Good afternoon, 99.
Here's a 12 center. I got a person with a gun in 1076 West 14th Place. It's 1076 West 14th. It's a townhouse. Right now, criminal details to file says male with a gun. Nothing further. Zone 3 radio clip. Here's a 12 center. I got a person with a knife at 103 North Walcott. 103 North Walcott. Call to the sister's chasing them with a knife. Nothing further. Zone 3 radio clip.
738680.
738680.
Yeah, can I get a CPH up at the Howard Station, upper and lower?
Citywide 1 is working on Citywide 6 right now. You can switch there. Citywide 6.
That's what they 5824.
5824.
Could you please have the officer on scene stand at the front door? 5824.
24.
We're in squad.
We didn't hear nothing about that arrest. We're going to go to Citywide 1. We're going to try to figure out what happened over there at that building in 1000 Michigan, right? As you see, there's some people, but it's basically empty here. Hopefully people come down and have a good New Year's. Again, I suggest if you're coming down for New Year's, get yourself a hotel room. Don't ride that train by yourself. And if you think you're going to come here and then ride with a bunch of people for safety, no. You need to bring your own people for safety. And don't, this is the thing, don't have nothing expensive. Don't have nothing expensive on. And have your hands free. Pay attention. If somebody starts engaging with you and you don't know them, or it's not about New Year's or whatever it is, don't engage. Because there's distraction. Usually the robbery crews and those crews down in downtown, they work with 7 to 8 people at a time. That way, if there's a fight, 2-3 people fight, and then 3 or 4 are on the side. Even the 3 or 4 on the side, they'll engage a little bit. There'll be 2 more. They usually do it. It's a 7 to 8 person robbery crew in downtown. That's how it usually runs down here. Then there's some that run smaller crews, but usually it's more than 5 or 6 here. I've watched them. So don't engage. You're not gonna win a fight. Don't be that way down here, right? Don't. There's people with knives. There's people with guns. Some of these guys are on drugs. The young kids don't care. Now, don't engage that stuff, right? Just do your New Year's, do your thing, and I suggest you go to a bar or a lounge if there's some open around here. You watch out on Hubbard. Just a murder down there, wasn't there? On Hubbard Street? I think they just murdered somebody over there, didn't they? Over there in the Porsche, there was a mass shooting down there, right? So there's a lot of things that happen down here, but you can come down here. If you know how to handle yourself in the city, you'll be safe and you have a fun time. Usually there'll be a lot of suburbanites coming in and out through the trains. Watch out for them. They might want to engage and do some slumming, thinking they're going to see some crimes and some of that stuff. As you see, there ain't that many people down here, right? I can't get a hold of Shark, so I'm probably going to drive there, order the food, and we're going to end the broadcast. What I'll do is this. Why don't we run the local news? I'll drive up to Lake Street. I'll drive down, maybe down Clark, down LaSalle, and I'm going to go get my chicken, and we'll run the local news right now, and that's about it, all right? And we'll call it a day. Let me run the local news at 4:30. Maybe they'll talk about what happened here on Michigan Avenue, right? And then I'll call it a day, right?
Swing by soon and ring in the new year with incredible savings.
This is Rob Hart, host of the Noon Business Hour, and we're officially in the dead of winter. The last thing you want to do is stand outside at the gas station in the January cold, especially when you can charge your all-electric Chevy Equinox EV in your driveway or garage while you remain warm and toasty in your home. Beat the winter blahs in your Chevy Equinox EV. Go to ChevyDriveChicago.com to find your local dealer and the latest incentives, and be sure to ask about the heated seats and steering wheel.
Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station, News Radio 105.9 and WBBMNewsRadio.com.
4:30 New Year's Eve. I'm Lisa Fielding. Here are the top stories on News Radio WBBM. Cook County hospitals prepare for more emergency room visits in the new year because a health insurance assistance plan is expiring at midnight tonight. We'll tell you more about that. President Trump orders the withdrawal of National Guard troops from Chicago, an announcement Mayor Johnson says is a welcome one.
This is Glenn Marshall. A South Suburban man is in jail for allegedly killing his mother and her boyfriend after she threatened to kick him out.
Plus, the DOJ says it now has more than 5 million files to review connected to its investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. Sports Bulls host the Pelicans at the United Center for one last game of the year. There, 34 degrees, light snow right now. It is 4:31. Doctors at Cook County Health say they're preparing to see more sicker patients when federal health insurance benefits expire at midnight. WBBM political editor Jeff Buchholz tells us how the end to the Affordable Care Act subsidies could affect these hospitals.
It's a stressor, additional stressor.
County Board President Tony Preckwinkle says 300,000 people in the county get health insurance through the ACA marketplaces, and 90% of them benefit from those enhanced tax credits that are expiring.
When access to affordable coverage is weakened, it doesn't make people healthier. It pushes them further into crisis.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Lauren Smith says Cook County Health's hospitals and clinics are expecting to see more patients who will let their insurance expire and put off care until they need to go to the ER.
It is the most expensive and the least efficient way to deliver routine care. Costs that are ultimately shared by all of us.
The county says it's prepared to redirect resources to ERs and urgent care clinics and increase staffing if needed. We're in the medical district. Jeff Buchholz, News Radio 105.9. WBBM.
4:32. President Trump says he is withdrawing National Guard troops from Chicago, Los Angeles, and Portland following a string of court rulings that block their deployment. Now, Mayor Brandon Johnson is reacting to the news. He tells the city's lower crime rates when he says, in part, that Chicago achieved the fewest homicides in decades. He says through strong collaboration between police officers, violence intervention groups, and community organization. He also vows to continue to focus on strategies that will drive down crime and violence in the new year. A South Suburban man facing first-degree murder charges after he allegedly killed his mother and her boyfriend while a child was inside the home.
Richland Park police say the shooting happened Saturday in an apartment on Jackson Court around 6:30 p.m. 21-year-old Javante Morris is accused of killing his mother, 38-year-old Nivea Phillips, and her 45-year-old boyfriend Marcus Jones, while Morris's 4-year-old daughter was present. Richland Park police say Morris killed the couple after his mother threatened to kick him out of the apartment. The 4-year-old child allegedly confirmed her father killed Nivea Phillips and Marcus Jones. Javante Phillips is due in court next month. Glenn Marshall, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Meantime, police continue to comb through evidence after a robbery inside the Bally's casino in River North.
A 25-year-old man was beaten and robbed Monday at around 2 a.m. by two men. That's according to Chicago police, who refrain from naming businesses but say it happened near Wabash and Ohio. That's where the casino operates 24/7. Police say the man did not require medical treatment. CWB Chicago reports the victim is a Bally's employee who had a Rolex and a heated jacket stolen. The publication reports there were two other separate armed robberies of people near the casino earlier this month. Nancy Hardy, News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
WBBM has reached out to Bally's for comment. Around the nation now at 4:34, the Justice Department says it has another 5.2 million pages of Epstein files to review. The details from CBS News correspondent Michael Wallace.
Sources tell the New York Times the department is looking to enlist about 400 lawyers to help sift through all the documents. Since late November, 200 lawyers from the National Security Division have been reviewing the files and redacting any information about Epstein's victims or anything that would compromise continuing investigations or national security.
A new review is expected to take at least until January 20th, almost a month after Congress required the Justice Department to release all of its files by December 19th. Immigration and Customs Enforcement planning to spend $100 million for what the agency calls a wartime recruitment strategy.
According to an internal document, ICE plans to spend a year recruiting gun rights and military supporters. The agency will use online influencers, Snapchat, the video platform Rumble, which is popular with conservatives, and also use ads targeting people who have attended UFC fights and listened to patriotic podcasts. The Department of Homeland Security has said it wants to hire more than 10,000 new employees. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
And when the clock strikes midnight in the Eastern Time Zone, New York City will be getting a new mayor.
New York City, not just bringing in a new year, ushering in a new mayor.
The name is Mamdani. M-A-M-D-A-N-I.
That was Zoran Mamdani at one of the mayoral debates. The 34-year-old Democratic Socialist has two swearing-in ceremonies. One at midnight, which he's chosen to do with New York Attorney General Letitia James at the historic decommissioned Old City Hall subway station, then another bigger one in the afternoon on the steps of City Hall with Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Senator Bernie Sanders. Mamdani is also hosting a free public block party outside City Hall to commemorate the start of his term. Julie Walker, New York.
Coming up in a minute, we're going to check in on the roads for your New Year's Eve, your weather, and your low gas prices. That's all next. It's 4:36.
Every neighborhood has its own story, and at Grandview Homes, we know them all. We bought thousands of properties in the communities we are proud to call home. As a trusted neighbor, it's in our best interest to look out for your best interest. Get your no obligation offer at GrandviewHomes.com today.
Hey, Dad, I gotta come clean about something.
Okay.
I only paid for a brand new Hyundai Tucson.
Oh, you might be on the naughty list.
Feels so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid models. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends January 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Hey, it's My Martinez. Winter weather bringing you down? How about brightening things up with a fresh coat of paint at home? That's what I'm doing with the help of CertaPro painters. They offer free estimates, and with more than 70,000 5-star reviews, I know I'm in good hands. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro painters.
Now, the lowest gas prices from News Radio 105.9 WBBM.
Sponsored by PackyWebFord.com. During the Ford year-end event, qualify and get zero financing for 60 months. Plus big PackyWeb discounts on a huge selection of new Ford models. In Carroll Stream, the Citgo on North and Gary has gas for $2.74 a gallon. In Aurora, the Citgo on Galena and Grand has gas for $2.53. Coming up, minimum wage workers in Illinois hoping for a pay bump in the new year. And for some bad news, we're going to have more on that in a minute. First, it's 4:38. Another big story tonight is the traffic and watching the roads tonight.
You see all the salt trucks out here, right?
Lisa, between Markham and Alsip, your northbound side remains stop and go as you leave the area of I-57 and before 127th Street. Crews are there cleaning up an earlier semi-fire in the two right lanes. 2 left lanes are getting by, but if you don't want to sit in all that traffic an extra half hour or so, you might want to use northbound Kedzie or Pulaski. And you
lots of salt trucks out here, right?
Tri-State from 127th Street. All your other tollways look fantastic. Route 53.
If crime was down, why you got all these salt trucks out here, right?
Just a little delay on I-80.
Strange, isn't it?
Over to I-57.
Don't you think it's strange?
Northwest Indiana on 8094.
If crime is down, why do you have this? Well, okay. Oh, safety. Oh, yeah, I forgot. New Orleans had an Islamic terrorist attack last year, didn't they? Did you guys forget about the Islamic terrorist attack in New Orleans? That was an Islamic terrorist attack. It said Allah Akbar while he was shooting people in New Orleans. You guys remember that one, or did you guys forget about it? Did the left forget to tell you that? New Orleans was attacked by Islamic terrorists last January 1st, New Year's. He drove into the crowd with his pickup truck, jumped out with an AK-47 and started shooting people saying Allah Akbar. Yeah, they kind of cover that stuff up, don't they, the mainstream media? You don't hear that too much, do you? A little bit here. But they don't say it was an Islamic terrorist attack, do they? This is all closed down, I think, there. See, we'll go all the way to the closing over there. How about that? It's all closed off here, right? So this is where the celebration is going to be. Wolf Point. That's the Kennedys' own Wolf Point. That's where they were doing bootlegging from. Everybody knows that, right? Old man Kennedy was a bootlegger.
Back up from Navy Pier.
Everybody knows that, right?
From the Metro Traffic Center, next report, 448, News Radio 105.9, WBBM.
WBBM AccuWeather. It's going to be cloudy and brisk through the remainder of the afternoon into the evening. We'll have some snow at times, accumulating a coating to an inch and creating some slick travel. And then temperatures plummet after that. We'll end up near 10 degrees later tonight with some clearing. AccuWeather real field temperatures will fall below 0. Brisk and very cold for New Year's Day tomorrow with some sun followed by clouds, high just 23. Sun and some clouds for
Friday. They
Friday.
got a lot of cops out here, don't they?
Behind near 30. 34 degrees at O'Hare and Midway right now. It is 35 in South Chicago. 34 at the lakefront, going down to 10 later tonight. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson.
It is 4:40. Several states are increasing the minimum wage in the new year, but Illinois is not one of them.
Since 2020, Illinois' minimum wage has increased by
lots of cops. That's the tactical team right there, and that black one there.
Under that law, the increase runs through 2025.
Man, they got a lot of cops out here.
The minimum wage in Illinois will remain at $15 per hour for work.
But it's sad. Look, this is what I gotta say. It's sad when you have people that lie on the TV and on the radio saying we're safe, crime is down, the lowest homicides, yet you have, what, maybe, I don't know, 2 to 1 cop ratio downtown. Look at all this stuff. Look at all this equipment. See all the cops everywhere? They're everywhere. Don't you see them right now? You see them, they're all in front of you. It's all cops around here. Don't you see that stuff? I get it. We need to be safe. But if we're safe, then why do we have all of this stuff? That must be an OD. And let's listen to the radio here. That might be an OD call right there, right?
Frequency mode.
If they're stopping at the blue line, then that's an OD, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's an overdose. There you go. That's an overdose for sure. So you still have overdosing, right? There you go. So all these cops... We're going to try and listen to the radio, right?
Frequency mode.
It's an overdose there. You see that there? You're not getting through, right? Yeah, I don't know. That lady, look at her face. Have you seen that lady's face? She doesn't know what she's doing. She's from Wisconsin. That's some Uber driver there. You can see her face. Where you going, man? You got a lot of these female Asians now, Central Asians. So we're here SubX News on the spot reporting downtown Chicago, Clark and Lake Blue Line. This is most likely an overdose. We're going to try to listen to the radio calls, see if we can hear it. Right? There's a lot of middle central Asians. There's a person with Wisconsin plates. That's a Wisconsin plates person. She's an Uber driver. She's Central Asian. You can see her the way she's Uzbekistan or Tajikistan. There's a lot of them in downtown. And they come here, and I don't know why you have Wisconsin plates doing Ubering in downtown Chicago. That should be outlawed. You're coming into our city, and you're not paying our taxes and fees. But that's been happening for a few years now. And now this is most likely an overdose here. I'm going to try to get to the radio calls. SubX News on the spot reporting here. This is most likely an overdose right here, right? We're going to see what's going on here. We're Clark and Lake Blue Line. And there's a bunches of cops everywhere. There's like 3,000 cops downtown. We still have overdose. It's kind of strange, right? So it kind of tells you, yeah, is our policing working, or is it just playing a game? And is it part of the defund the cops movement where they're pretending to do stuff, right? We're 2,000 cops short in Chicago here. So we're in downtown Chicago right now. It's 4:43 p.m. It's December 31st, 2025. Happy New Year's to those people who have already had New Year's. I hope you have a safe New Year celebration, and 2026 is the most prosperous and safe that you will ever have with your family. That's what I hope and wish for in the new year. Prosperity and safety. That's what I'm hoping for. What you're watching in front of you is most likely an overdose, right? This is Ambulance 42. It's the downtown ambulance, and we got a fire truck here. I think they should start doing kind of like a rapid response something downtown where they have smaller vehicles. You see, people can't get through. It's all backed up behind me. We're gonna sit here. SubX News on the spot reporting 4:45 p.m. December 31st, 2025. We're in downtown Chicago at the Clark and Lake Blue Line station. This is most likely an overdose here. There's all kinds of stuff happening, but we have Ambulance 42 here, and it's at the main train station. There's a lot of drug dealing that happens in this area, and there's most likely an overdose here, right? So that's what you're watching here, right? And people are coming into downtown along our Riverwalk for New Year's celebrations. Again, SubX News on the spot reporting. I'm trying to get the radio calls, but I don't hear them. See, there's a CTA worker, security guard taking pictures to document what's going on.
Frequency mode.
I'm not getting any live radio calls anymore for some reason. Yeah, you ain't going nowhere. People are beeping their horns. I don't know why you bring all of that equipment out for some of the overdoses, right? That's heavy equipment. They need to have more of a better rapid response. That costs so much money to bring out a truck and an ambulance out here for an overdose, right?
Frequency mode.
So let's keep moving, right? They shoot them up with the Narcans, put in their spray, and if they say I'm okay, then they can't do nothing. Again, SubX News downtown Chicago. This most likely was an overdose call, right? There's the security guards are over there, right? With Chicago police. a bunch of security there, and they still have overdoses, right? They're inside of there, right? Alright, there you go. Something's wrong with the radio broadcasts. They might be jamming the signals, is what they do on big events. Yeah, they're jamming the signals, is what they're doing. There we go, radio check, right?
Still signal, Citywide 1, Citywide 1 is on Citywide 5. I'm sorry, Citywide 6, B6 on radio.
So they switched channels, did you hear that? They're on Citywide 6. Most likely an overdose down here at the Clarkton Lake Blue Line. Even though there's so many cops down here, still stuff happens. Most likely.
And 7 and Citywide, person with a gun, 7146 South Carpenter, her 21-year-old boyfriend, male black, just beat her with a gun. She's on her side. Should be on front. No further, don't fix video clip.
So where are we going? We gotta go get my chicken, right? Because I got stuff I gotta do a little later on. So let's check out what's going on down here. They chased this whole drug crew down here. You see that? There's a whole bunch of families coming down here. But this, see that there? This whole crew is gone here. See that there? So where there's a will, there's a way. They haven't cleaned it up, right? But if they can clean it up for New Year's, then why didn't they clean it up before? That's the questions we have to always ask. Right? And people don't understand my videos. They don't listen to what I do. They don't understand what I've done for the last 20 years of my work. That if there's no drug dealing happening right now, 450, why did we watch drug dealing here, right? Right? We got a guy, Raheem, right? We interviewed a guy, Raheem. We interviewed Tom here. Right? Why did we interviewed one of the dealers, the supplier. They're really quiet on Citywide 1. They said they're on Citywide 5 and 6, I think. Because they got special events tonight, right? So what I was saying is, why do they allow drug dealing on certain days and not on other days, right? What's the difference? There is no difference.
On Citywide 1, we were operating on Citywide 6 until further notice. Can all units Citywide 1 operating on Citywide 6 until further notice?
Something happened. Something's going on. What's their frequency for Citywide 6 in Chicago? Citywide 6 frequency. People out here on the streets doing drugs, man, right there. You seen that guy? This is a drug pit down here. They sell drugs down here. Citywide 6 Chicago frequency. Citywide 6 frequency Chicago police. can't get to it right now. What is Citywide 6 Chicago Police Department frequency? Well, I can't get to the list now, right? I'm trying to get to the list and I can't get to it. OMC, that's not the one I want. Frequencies, talk groups. Chicago Police Department frequency list. Chicago Police Department frequency list. Your Google, everything starts getting... See, if you allow Google and Chrome to run your stuff, now you're... I'm gonna pull over here. I usually have a parking spot here, and I'm gonna try to, because I park here and then I get back on the frequency. See, because you have an opening between the buildings here. So let me try to get to the frequencies here. I'll put on the news and see what's going on. But something's going on with the frequencies.
And 1 out of 4 couples sleep in
I gotta
separate
get to
rooms.
it. Let me get to the frequency.
We've been your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. A robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
I'm a wife and the mother of 2 kids. And when I get to work in the precinct house and put on my uniform, I can tell you, as a police officer,
my Google search isn't working. I learned this in LA about 10 years ago. The Google's now jamming my frequencies. It happens all the time. So now I can't even search on Google for police department frequency. It's not showing up. I'm punching it into my phone and it won't come up. There's actually a list of all the frequencies, right? Chicago Police Department radio frequencies. It's not coming up.
Taking a shot fired, 7934 South Kingston, 7934 South Kingston, caller heard 6 shots, possibly from the rear, not the further participants.
There's usually a master list, and that master list is right now erased. I can't find it. Yep. It's gone. I can't find it. Citywide 6, they said, right?
First Avenue to Kedzie, going up on a half hour to 355. On the south side, the Dan Ryan is about 23 either way. 57 slowing inbound toward Halstead, and the Ford is heavy inbound. 115 to the Dan Ryan, 22 minutes there from 8094.
Yeah, I have no reception right now.
News Radio 105.9.
None.
WBBM.
Everything's shut down on me.
For your New Year's Eve festivities, if you're outside, some clearing skies, low of 10. tomorrow, New Year's Day, very cold, some sun and clouds, a high of just 23. Warming back up a little Friday with a high of 30 into the first week of the new year. 34 degrees now at 4:59.
Featuring the news that matters and breaking news at any time. This is Chicago's news, traffic, and weather station. News Radio 105.9.
I can't get on.
WBBM.
Coming up in the next half hour on News Radio
right now.
WBBM. We're just moments away from the gates opening for Chicago's New Year's Eve celebration downtown. We're going to have a live report.
National Guard troops end their Chicago mission that never really started. I'm political editor Jeff Buckles with what the president and the mayor are saying.
Plus, people around the world already celebrating the new year. The latest on that next from CBS News Sports. A Bulls New Year's Eve game hosting New Orleans at the United Center. Stocks end the year in the red. The Dow down 303. Right now, light snow, 34 degrees. It is 5 o'clock.
Go ahead, man.